Hello, my name's Josh, and welcome to Stock Footage Theater, a show where I try to recreate your favorite movies the best I can through the magic of stock footage. Today I'm showing you Baby Driver. Baby Driver is a 2017 movie directed by Edgar Wright, a director who in my opinion is one of the best directors working today. His style is clever and unique, and he's really just a genius of visual storytelling. And I'm gonna try to retell his story with stock footage. So here we go. The movie begins with a bank robbery. Our hero, Baby, is the wheelman. He hangs out in the car, jamming out to a song on his iPod, while his associates do the dirty work in the bank. After they get the money, they head out and Baby drives them off. The cops catch up to them and an insane car chase ensues. Seriously, insane. One that cannot be accurately shown through stock footage. I'm starting to see the flaws in this gimmick that I've forced upon myself. But Baby manages to lose the cops and they make it to their hideout spot where they rendezvous with Doc, played by Kevin Spacey. Oh, are we not? Oh, so yeah, maybe we don't talk about Kevin Spacey. Yeah. Okay, so let's pretend that Academy Award-winning actor Kevin Spacey isn't in this movie, and instead, let's recast the part of Doc with Academy Award-watching actor Kevin James. So back at the hideout spot, Kevin James counts the money while the crew wonders, what is the deal with this kid Baby? Why doesn't he say anything? Is he a mute? Why is he always listening to music and punching the air all the time? Okay, they didn't really ask that one. I just wanted an excuse to use this clip, because what is even happening here? Kevin James explains he has tinnitus caused by a car accident from when he was a kid, and he listens to music to drown it out. Satisfied enough with that answer, they all take their money and they go their separate ways. Whoa, not so fast, Baby. You don't get any money, because Kevin James keeps your share since you ripped him off a while back. Yeah, maybe don't steal money from, mob bosses or whatever. It's just a little tip. But it's okay, he tells Baby he has him for one last job and they're square. So next we see Baby at home with his foster father, Joe. And we get the sense that, he's a good kid. He takes care of Joe because he's 80 or whatever. And we understand that he wants to get out of the crime business completely. Good for you, Baby. We also see that Baby has a fun little hobby in between working for mob bosses. He remixes and makes music with conversations that he secretly tapes on a recorder, and he stores them on cassette tapes. So he makes music too. Later on, Baby goes to his favorite diner where he first meets Deborah, the new waitress. They talk for a bit, and it doesn't take too long for Baby to fall in love. But more on that later. Afterwards, Baby gets called in for another job. Only this time it's with some new people, including Bats, played by crazy Jamie Foxx. It's the usual gig: rob some people, get in a car, and Baby makes a daring escape. But they almost don't get away with it, and one of the guys drops his gun at the scene, so Kevin James is forced to kill him. It's here that we get a sense that Kevin James is someone to be feared. This guy isn't afraid to kill you. With his debt to Kevin James paid off, Baby tries to live a normal life. He gets a job as a pizza delivery boy, he earns an honest wage, and he takes his girl out on a date. And it's a lovely date, until Kevin James shows up. He makes an offer to Baby to keep their partnership going, but Baby refuses. Kevin James threatens him and his new girlfriend, so Baby is forced to play ball. Oh, you thought you were out of the crime business completely. Oh, just kidding. Kevin James owns you. The next gig involves ripping off the postal service. The mail service, not the band. Something to do with money orders or something. Anywho, Kevin James rounds up his crew for this one. In addition to Baby, we have Buddy, played by John Hamm, Buddy's wife, Darling, and Bats. So before this dream team can do business, they need some guns. Kevin James arranges a meetup with some gangster-type people in a warehouse to get said guns, but Bats doesn't like the smell of things, and he starts shooting up the place. Turns out they were cops. Or maybe they weren't, or whatever. Doesn't matter. Gunfire goes off to the tune of Tequila, and it's pretty awesome. On the way back to the hideout, Bats wants to stop at a diner, the same diner that Deborah works at. Baby's all like, nah man, that place sucks. And Bats is all like, come on bro, I'm hungry. So they go to the diner, and then there's a really tense scene where Deborah waits on the crew. Baby pretends not to know her, and Bats is Bats. He's crazy. He almost shoots Deborah for no reason, but luckily Baby stops him, keeps her safe, and he manages to get them out of there. Back at the hideout spot, Kevin James isn't too thrilled about what happened at the warehouse, and he tries to call off the whole job, but Baby insists that they go through with it. They all have a little sleepover so they can get the job done first thing in the morning, but little do they know Baby plans on escaping in the middle of the night. But on his way out, Buddy and Bats catch him escaping. Baby tries to talk his way out of it, but then they find his recorder, so yeah, it doesn't look too good for Baby. He tries to explain the recordings. They're just harmless fun. He's not with the cops or anything, pinky swear. They don't buy it, so they knock him out cold and go back to his apartment and raid it for the tapes. Baby wakes up and plays one of the tapes. It turns out Baby was telling the truth. It's just harmless fun. So the job is back on the next morning. During the heist, Baby parks the car behind the post office while Bats, Buddy, and Darling do their thing inside. On their way out, Bats shoots and kills a security guard, infuriating Baby. After he refuses to drive them off, Bats hits Baby over the head, after which Baby rams the car into a truck with rebar sticking out of it, impaling Bats in the passenger seat. I don't have any stock footage for an impaling, so I guess just imagine that happening? Or don't, because that's gross. The cops show up, and without a car, Baby is forced to flee on foot. Buddy and Darling also flee, but go in a different direction. Baby runs through downtown Atlanta, zooming in and out of a nearby mall, trying to lose the cops, and eventually runs into Buddy and Darling. A shootout begins between them and the cops, and Darling gets shot and killed. Buddy blames Baby and vows to kill him. Baby then escapes in a stolen car and heads back to his apartment to find Joe. He takes him and drops him off at a retirement home and apologizes for not being able to keep him safe. With Joe taken care of, he heads to the diner to get Deborah so they can flee the city. But guess who's waiting for him? Buddy! The two of them exchange words, and it's very tense, but Baby manages to get Buddy's gun from him and shoots him in the diner. With the cops arriving not long after, Baby grabs Deborah and they take off in another stolen car. They go to Kevin James for help, who initially refuses, but eventually he changes his mind because they're a team or whatever. Kevin James takes them to a car in the parking garage, gives them some cash, and advises them to leave the country. But then Buddy shows up again in a stolen police car. Buddy runs over Kevin James with a car, killing him, and tries to run over Baby but is unsuccessful. Baby and Deborah get in a car, and then a cat-and-mouse car chase ensues in the parking garage. Eventually Buddy gets the upper hand, and because Baby took from Buddy what he loves the most, that's Darling, Buddy decides to take from Baby what he loves the most. You'd think that would mean Deborah, but instead he shoots his gun at close range right next to both of Baby's ears, deafening him. Then Deborah knocks Buddy off a ledge with a crowbar and he falls to his death. The next morning, Deborah helps Baby escape in another new car. They drive off into the country until they approach a police roadblock. Deborah prepares to ram through the roadblock, but Baby stops her and decides it's time to face the music. Get it? Face the music? It did like a thing there with the cops and the music. Never mind. So Baby gets arrested, and he does his time, but he gets out early because he's just such a good kid. He's just such a good, sweet little boy. He's just such a little, cool, little, music-loving, such a good driver. I mean, who doesn't like Baby? On his release day, Deborah is outside waiting for him. They embrace, and then they live happily ever after. The end. So that's pretty much it. That's Baby Driver, as told through stock footage. I'm not really sure why I made this video. I just kind of thought it'd be funny if I retold a story with stock footage. Let me know if I did a good job. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. It's actually pretty hard to tell a story through stock footage. Maybe I'll do more. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, do the comment thing. So until next time, I've been Josh, I'm always Josh. I'll always be Josh. And this has been Stock Footage Theater.